So character arc. Okay. And by the way, I'm also going to make a video about story arc. All right. Later. Character arc is just as important as the story arc. Okay. So if you watch a movie, the movies that do very, very well are the movies that have very powerful, strong characters. And I don't mean by strong characters. I mean, the writers have really gone into deep, in-depth development of a character from the second you see them on the screen. And I'm just going to speak about principal characters for now, your main characters, and then what they go through during the film, and then the conclusion at the end of the film and what happens to them at the end. And when you as a moviegoer come out of a movie and you go, damn, that was so good. I got so emotionally involved. It just riveted me from beginning to end and I never lost interest. Then a writer has done their job. And it's the same thing for a book. Okay. You have to, it's vital that you have strong characters that have in-depth emotional experiences, but they go through, the reason why they call it an arc is that they start down here, and I'll be doing that Avalin example now in a second. They hit like something chaotic and climactic that happens around about the middle of the story, like a movie, and then something happens to them, and by the time they get to the end of the story, they are different people. Okay, so that's like a typical formula that happens in films and in really good books, that the characters change, they become different. Either they become worse. Really great idea. You can have a villain that ends up being the hero at the end. So I'm doing this so you can see it on the screen. And then you've got a hero. It starts at the beginning and ends up being the villain at the end. Okay, so it can be very interesting like that. Or goes through starts off as a hero, becomes a villain in between, and then decides to change their mind about who they want to be, and then ends up as the hero again at the end. There's so many different ways that you can do it.